record.
Yes, we try to record this. So, yep. Let me.
I hope you can share it. And if it's hard, if I can't see your screen, I will switch to my computer, of course.
係咪錄啊？
Let's try.
可能你問下佢可唔可以錄啊？
Yeah， 我問咗㗎啦。
好啊，咁我錄啊。即係唔得我揸機咯，我哋。
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I see your screen.
Yeah, bandwidth not enough.
I think it stopped. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. It's okay. So you get the idea. So this is how we try to hold the community together with a myth, a story that we are aliens to this planet. So it speaks to certain cosmopolitanism, which means that Hong Kong as a global financial city, we do have the tolerance and space to include like people of different color, people of different disadvantages, and we work together to make the society a better place. As opposed to just professionalism and engineers becoming code monkeys, as some would say. And what we do here is we meet regularly every other Wednesday to have a hackers meeting. So this is exactly what's happening now. You can see our tribe at the back. They are developing their own projects, mostly on web apps to help organizers better do their jobs. Well, we also have hardware people like Benny. Hi, Benny. Hi.
Hi.
So, like any other major societies, like major cities in the world, our industries are declining or moving to elsewhere. So this is also a part of the things that we want to do is to have some hands-on making experience for the young and help them build with something with hardwares, with digits. Okay. We also organize hackathons. We collaborate extensively with Taiwan, which is our neighboring region. And I can show you one of the tools that we use.
And like formally, what have you got any formal entity?
What do you mean by formal activities?
Entity? Are you like organized as a non-profit? Are you like a formal? Are you have like a jurisdictional body, basically, this tribe or?
Oh, yes, we are a charity, and so basically we have to go through audition every year. To go through our audits every year, and then we have to submit to the Inland Revenue Department of Hong Kong. So we have very established and sophisticated anti-corruption laws in Hong Kong, which governs these kinds of organizations, especially if we are asking for donations. Well, the same might not speak for other organizations which tends to, community projects and anarchist groups. Well, what we do here a little bit would be, we also provide the legal entities for some of those projects who are still in their development and experimental phases where they have not incorporate themselves yet. So we are kind of like the mothership, and when the little ship are building, then we kind of shelter them and help them grow a little bit like that. Okay. So how about you guys? Like, how do you operate as an organization, or are you supported by the government?
Yeah, I can. Maybe because I'm on my phone, I can make you a quick tour of our place if you want to.
Please do.
I'm just going to see how I switch the. Now you see, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're outside. So this is like, and we just, we bought this a couple of weeks ago. So this is like our mobile lab, and we call it like the meaning machine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a core concept for us about, not to, to use, digital tools to make meaningful things and meaningful relations, not understand, in a meaningful way. And we tried, we did a first very easy workshop this weekend, and this is like a whiteboard color, so we can use our entire track as a mobile whiteboard. And like inside is like this normal, maker tools. And this is Kalle, my colleague. Hello.
Trevligt att träffas.
Ja, trevligt att träffas, säger de här. And we're having a workshop in like 1 hour. So we're prototyping some, workshop, material. And so in here we have, right now we have actually 2 laser cutters, and we have like a 3D printer and this kind of stuff. 3D printer, we have a 3D scanner, vinyl cutter, like a embroidery machine thingy. Some computers. Lovely. And we work quite a lot with this in this
yes, so what are those? Can you tell me more about these? I see it all the time.
Company called Strawbees.
Okay, Strawbees, yeah. So what do they do?
Sorry, wait, I can't hear you. I have to put on my headphone. Wait.
I mean, what do they do?
Sorry?
What do you do with the straws? I see you use them all the time.
Yeah, it's this connection is called Strawbees. So we call it 3D graffiti. It's one way to model in 3 dimensions, basically. And we add simple computers so we can program it.
Also, it's like microbits, right?
Yeah, it's a similar. It's Arduino. Yeah, it's like Arduino and microbits is similar. In the same family as. Yeah. And it's nice, it's a good height here, so we can use this as it's very easy to set up, and go to different places.
Wow.
And we're going out to a tour this autumn, and we are part of this Lab Folkets Hus.
So where are you now?
So basically we are basically what you see over here is Sweden's most densely populated area actually, and it's a small suburb. It's officially it's 8,000 people, and unofficially it's like 10,000.
Okay.
And to the left is the Stockholmian archipelago. So we are like both urban and some kind of rural setting.
Cool.
And this is actually Oye, who works with. Yeah. Maybe you can say something in Chinese. Do you speak Chinese?
I do.
Yeah.
你好. Hello.
This is FolkLab.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You can say something.
But you speak Cantonese, right?
喂，係啊，我講廣東話嘅。
I can't hear it.
Oh, wait. She's a bit stressed. But you speak Cantonese.
係啊，你識講廣東話㗎？
Oh, sorry. Here she comes. Now you can talk. Maybe.
Hello.
Hi.
喂，你識講廣東話？
Hello, good, nice to meet you. Sorry.
你講廣東話定國語啊？你講中文還是廣東話？
我講國語。
你講國語？哎，你好。喂，我常看你在那些 video 裡邊啊，所以你在 FolkLab 的位置主要是做什麼的？
我現在在準備一個 workshop，我負責那個 设计和开发那个 co-creation methods，然
OK，
后就是参与式设计的一些方法，然后再做一个我们的 organizational model， 然后用 tangible materials 去做。
所以你在那边已经做很久了吗？
我在这儿1年多吧。我认识 Staffan 是17年。
We shouldn't stress. Oye is a bit stressed because he's going into a workshop.
Yeah, yes,
But we can have a,
I'm aware of that. So, who
and,
are...
and this is kind of the setting. This is Marianne.
Wow.
Hello. De är Hongkong. They are in Hong Kong, and this is Vega,
Hey.
who makes a lot of the food here. This is we have a meeting with Hong Kong actually.
How are you?
Good. To have us.
Good, yeah, good. They say they are good, and they are part. They run Mitt i Fisksätra. It's like 110 women that runs an own non-profit.
Amazing.
They're working for empowerment and job creation.
You know what? Food is what that kickstart a community. It's very, very important from our counterparts in Taiwan. So it's one of the gist. We make sure that all our events are food.
Yeah, and we have a meeting from Hong Kong actually. They run a place like similar to ours. And this is Vilma.
Hey, Vilma. Hello.
My name is Vilma. I'm from Peru, but working here in Naka.
You're here the whole of you're in Hong Kong.
And Vilma works with innovation processes from the municipality perspective.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cool.
So she sits here every Wednesday.
Okay.
And in here basically is.
So this is your station. So you always come back here.
Yeah, this is our headquarters, and this is like a fashion school. Before FolkLab, I was part of starting.
Yeah.
So it's a vocational school for people that has a skill in sewing and what do you call it? In
textile. Yes. You know what? In Hong Kong, we have old textile mills that are now turning into tech and style. So they try to upgrade the industry because textile is also one of those industries that have moved away, and we try to revitalize it.
Okay. And so and just curious, how to find about.
So there's a connection problem.
How did you find out about us?
Oh, it's Facebook.
Being me, this is not so interesting. So how did you find out about FolkLab?
FolkLab. Well, I think the pattern in which you operate is really recognizable. I see them everywhere, even in Hong Kong, and we're just really, really glad to see these kind of new initiatives happening because we're overcoming some structural problems in our social movements. For example, communication problems, problems with trust, xenophobia, racism, things like that. And I think with new idea and new concrete projects can only come about with face-to-face gatherings and collaborations. And so we also operate along that line. So it's very easy for us to recognize you as our counterparts. Yep. And we also want to learn more about how the society at large can support communities like this. I mean, do you receive facilitations and fundings from the government?
Formally we are organized. Formally we have 3 non-profits that build FolkLab.
Yep. Yes.
And one of them is actually Lab Folkets Hus.
Hey, nice.
And one. And then there is one organization that Carl started and one that I run.
Yes.
And then formally, so it's called Made by Aya. That's the organization that I'm operational manager at.
Yes.
So we are the formal, the formal ones who have applied for all the fundings.
Mm-hmm.
And basically we have like 170,000 euros approximately from the Swedish state.
I see.
To work with desegregation.
Yes.
And then we have 120,000 euros from the European Union to connect basically places like Fisksätra with rural areas.
Yes, yes. So mainly in immigrant
like,
work.
Yeah. Sorry?
Mainly immigrants communities or?
No. I would say it's like to connecting immigrants communities with rural communities.
I see
what happens.
Right.
So our goal, which I hope we can reach, is like to help start up 15 FolkLabs all around Sweden in a 2-year period,
right?
And three FolkLabs abroad.
Yep.
And to make that structure, to make that umbrella organization that maybe places like you, if you want to like be a formal member or like have that as part of your or we can just to gather organizations and individuals that have this interest in working with society development, using these kind of mindsets and these kind of tools basically.
And have you come up with concrete projects, social change that are applied to the community?
Yeah, like right now we are like in 2-3 weeks we are testing our first version that OE runs. That is like to use this kind of maker tools to materialize the needs and interests of Fisksätra.
I see.
And then to use those tools, they will hopefully, some of them will be so interested so they want to continue to be in our lab environment. And then we really don't know what will happen. And our goal is like when they feel okay, I want to take my next step. And then we should be very good at offering. Okay, so like suggestions where to go. Maybe they need to find a bigger makerspace,
right?
Start their own organization. Go to school or whatever.
Right.
So we are like what do you call it? We it's like a slush. What do you call that in English? It's like a
community center.
Yeah, but we like you stay with FolkLab for a while and then you like are supposed to leave FolkLab. But then a little bit. Then more about your next step, basically.
I think
maybe you need to apply for fundings. Okay, so then you can talk to these people or this organization.
Right. Yes.
So we like in this open atmosphere that we try to create. We encourage individuals to take the next step, basically.
Yes. Are you aware that there was this Nordic Innovation Hub that is happening around the world? So basically is where they will present the interests of the startups of Nordic countries. So there is one in Hong Kong as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Carl, my colleague, he comes from the startup community of Stockholm. Right. But I come from I'm trained as an artist and like an activist.
Hey, same.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Well, I used to go to.
He is a microbiologist and has a master in sustainable development, basically.
Yeah.
And like Morganos boss here, he's like an old punk rocker, basically, and a designer. So it's like.
Well, we in Hong Kong, we're trying to challenge the idea of STEM, like science, technology, engineering, and math. We were saying that the government, if you want to innovate in terms of high-end industries, you shouldn't just make them do more math. You should make the students do art and culture and theater. That's the only way to embark creativity. So now I want to share one difficulties that we face here. In Hong Kong, we have a problem with in our community, we are mainly consist of engineers and programmers. So whenever we have events, we don't have enough NGO workers and activists, because the idea of innovation or hackathon just turn people away because they would think that, this is for some very skillful engineers and I'm not one of those, so I won't come. So we have been struggling to diversify our community for quite a while now.
Huh?
Yeah. So what are the ratio?
And how? Yeah. That's right.
Yes. Yeah. What are the ratio of your community, tech and non-tech people?
Like we are we only been running for one and a half year.
Yeah.
So it's I would say as you've seen on our following on our social media, we've done a lot together with children, and they are not they are just children. And we've been into the library sector quite a lot. We feel quite at home there.
Mm-hmm.
So then they are like super non-techy people, of course, because there's librarians want to have their own maker spaces and how to I think we've sold 2 maybe laser cutters to libraries.
Ah, okay.
So that's so that's that kind of settings, So the challenge for us is that we attract a lot of men. I would say.
Same thing.
And that's, and that's a problem, and there is a challenge, with me and Carl basically being, 5 white bodies, going in, as these kind of places, migrant communities, they are so fed up with people like us, basically, trying to do good,
Oh,
and
yes.
people come here, they make a project, and then they leave.
Okay.
And I can really understand them, that they really should take people like us.
Mm-hmm.
But what we are like here to stay, we're here to build up an organization that will never leave this data.
Yeah.
So we have some kind of different, and we have like a long-term perspective. And we don't do projects. We say that we do prototypes that can be turned into organizations.
Okay, cool.
So I don't know if I answer your question, but it's like.
Yeah, so you are also the
mothership.
mothership.
And I wouldn't call us a community yet, because we are quite in this luxurious position of being paid and having quite a very good budget for this year.
Okay.
So it's but we really we're taking the first step to formalizing our the local community in 2 weeks, I would say.
Do you have an ideology?
Yes. And that is, man controls technology, maybe.
Okay. Well, in Hong Kong, in my community, we have this idea of new association movement. So it's a movement started by a Japanese philosopher, where it actually means a community that can transcend the monetary system and share equally. I can send you some more readings on that, because we thought it's quite important to have an idea instead of just loosely decentralized. People talk a lot about decentralizing, but one of the bad thing about it is paralyzing also, because they are not working together, and we often ignore also the hierarchy inside, and also the class matters. So we also try to slowly tackle those. Well, I see we are running out of time. Well, I do want to.
And you've read this classical article from the 70s, the tyranny of the structurelessness.
Yes.
Have you read that?
I have. I actually have. We sent it to our Taiwanese counterpart, the G0V community. So they try very hard to deny it, but we do think that it's quite important. For example, one of the solutions proposed by the Japanese philosopher Kojin Karatani would be introduce lottery in your elections. So even if you are the absolute minority in the political body, you still get a chance to rule. And it kind of wipes out the absolute advantage. Because, for example, even Putin said he is elected democratically, but we all know that it's because of your background or of your advantage, you always get elected. So if at the last stage you introduce certain lottery elements, then it can ensure the fairness of the passing of power.
And just before we end, you do this kind of, you have the tribe, and you make this kind of
alien
death walks. So what do you call it, this And is that part of the same process? Is that open culture as well, or is that you?
Well, I myself is from an art and culture background, so I do what I do best to basically introduce something strange into the tech community in Hong Kong. So I basically, it's my niche. I find a place for myself to work with them, and I hope to also engage other activists and NGOs, which is very, very difficult because they do not think that they need to upgrade, or they just felt that it's too troublesome to put in extra effort in reviewing their community structures or using newer platforms such as knowledge management platforms or maintaining database or even online security. So my battle is actually two sides. One side, I have to introduce culture to the tech. On the other side, I have to introduce tech to the cultures. So it's not easy. Yeah.
No.
So I want to show. Yes. Let me show.
Listening to you, I think we have many similarities as well, and because we're doing now a work. We have many similarities. But I'm really sad to say, but I really need to go in like 1 minute because I have a workshop.
Then never mind.
Can't we make a smart decision of the possible next step?
Yes.
And how would you, or what's your thought of the next step?
Well, for us, we hope to build a platform that enables international solutions. For example, there are problems that cannot solve by any country. Climate change, for example. So we want to set up global platforms where people from around the world can work in groups, collaborate through online platforms, and form their teams with maybe not strangers, maybe people like you and me. We just met and we want to do something together, and without flying to each other. So how do we do that? We want to build up that, and also fight misinformation. That is also a global problem. We are building a platform where people can organize facts and do fact checks. So I think those skills can be shared, and we can start from that. So guys, Staffan is going to go, so maybe we can say goodbye together with Staffan then. Thank you, Staffan.
Bye. And then, but would you like to send like a? Because we had a huge production this weekend, so my brain is a little bit malfunctioning. But would you like to send like a proposal? This would be interesting to develop, to test together, and make it. And it's always nice to start with small steps, just to get to know each other, and
Yeah.
But it would be. But it sounds that we have similar, challenges and similar approaches to the, learning tech and like culture.
Exactly.
So because like after the 24th of June, like Sweden are shut down like for vacation, and basically we too. But would you like to send some thoughts of a possible next step? And I can send you a link. We're talking with a South African like artist collective network called the CUS network. And I thought of you with you and listening to you. I think you have as well similarities to them.
Yes.
And they're exhibiting now at our modern museum this autumn.
Yeah.
And maybe then we could use that, and we are interested in making something together with them.
Yes.
And our meaning machine.
Yeah.
And
you know
we
what?
can form something interesting.
I also think that we can have a step 0 by you using our platform and we using your platform. For example, I will send you.
And we don't have so much of a platform, but
I'll send you a website. Then you create a project up there and write about like what FolkLab does, and then then maybe
that's great.
Then we can start with that.
Yeah, and maybe we should have and let's have like to have like a feedback session in a month or something like that. wouldn't that be?
Yes. Yes.
Because I have to run. I'm sorry.
No problem.
But so see you online then.
Yes. See you online. Bye.
Yeah. And hope to see you somewhere time in Sweden as well. Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
lock 我係會，我例賽就係淨係肥呢個 stand out 嘅，唔能夠咁用。喺 console 度噴晒